So basically, there was one more guy, but he was more like want to have some exposure to his own business. But it's not
Oh,
his webinar is all about. It's more about Q&A and like try to solve issues and stuff like not about promotion.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, but actually, there's no other sign in to this webinar, so we can try to keep it short. So if you have ever like, just go ahead if you have any question, anything at all. Uh,
Yeah,
I will be
I
happy to
guess
answer the next like 20 minutes. We can do it. Like, let's see.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I guess for me it was more that I haven't been using Glide for a while, and I know that there's been some changes to it, right? So
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to just get a sense of what has changed and how that affects, going forward and stuff. So yeah, I know
yeah,
that's a really big topic.
yeah, yeah. If you didn't use Glide for a year or more, so yeah, definitely a lot of changes. Like there's
Yeah.
really a lot of them. I think the major one would be in the pricing model,
Hmm.
where nowadays you basically have the Maker plan, which is just for one app, and you can only log in with personal emails, meaning like gmail.com, Yahoo, and stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
you have the business plans, which is like team, business, and custom enterprise plan. And in those plans, basically, you get some users included. I mean, everybody can log in, personal and business emails. For example, business email is like a domain, like a gideonlove.com, for example.
Yeah.
And in each of them, you will get some included users that can log in monthly. Team is 20, business is 40. And then once you pass that threshold, you will start to pay for those seats, per se, for those users that log in to the app on a monthly basis. So it doesn't, so every month the count is renewed. So for example, if you have like a client portal app and one month you had like 100 users, but the second month, next month it was only like 20 because it was like a weak month or something, then you don't pay constantly on those users just for that month that you passed
Hmm.
the quantity that you need. Um, Another big change about glide tables. So now use glide have like glide tables and glide big tables. The big tables are for business and above, and basically you can get up to 10 million rows. So they totally broke that barrier of the 25K. Um, and it won't count updates anymore if you're using the native Glide data source. So basically, you can add the rows, you can edit, you can delete how many that you like. It won't count those updates.
Hmm.
Basically, only if you're using outsource database like Google Sheets, Airtable, and so on, it will start to count those updates. I guess it's kind of like API between Glide and Airtable, which Glide need to pay for, but Glide tables they don't need to pay for that. So that's why I think they did it this way. Free plan now it's 25K rows and with one app. So basically, you can build if you're building something for your own use, like a personal use,
Yeah.
you can basically build like excellent apps with this much of data without even pay nothing. What else? I mean, you have the AI now that you can connect inside. You have many integrations that you can connect. Um, there's new component called the tables. It's like a new table where you can add up to 50 columns with buttons and tags and drop downs, which is really, really nice. Open a lot of possibilities. Yeah, I mean, I think that's more or less the big things. But of
That's a
course,
lot there. Yeah.
Glide, every week you have something new. So it's sometimes
Yeah.
even hard to follow.
Right.
So
Right. Okay.
yeah, I think these are the
Yeah.
main things.
So I had, I had, um, s- started, using it for, uh, a nonprofit that is a client of mine.
Yeah,
And I had it was right before I think the changes were announced. And so I was basing it on the old pricing model.
right.
And I was using them sort of as a test case, right? Um, and then the new pricing model came out, and I'm like, okay, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what to do about this. And
Yeah,
this is like, it's just not going to work with the old pricing, right?
yeah,
So I kind of put the project on hold, and then was doing other things, and now I'm like, okay, I want to get back to this, so now I have to figure out how to reprice this, right? Like, yeah.
yeah. So basically, if this is a non-profit, I mean, they should be able to use the Maker plan, I assume, because you can have unlimited users, but the downside, it's only personal emails. So if they are willing to make this sacrifice, they can have as many users as they want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so basically, and let me just quickly describe it to you, and so then we can see if this makes sense for the maker one. So
Yes.
it's like it's for animal shelters, and it's like a education program, right, for kids. And
Yeah.
so it's like every month there's updated information that the kids would go into and see. And so the kids are obviously using personal emails, or their families, right,
Obviously. Yeah.
to log in, right?
Which is
um
great. Yeah.
yeah, so is that what you mean by as many users?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So this
So,
might
okay.
work for them. But just
Okay.
know that Maker, you can have only one app. I mean, you can
Yes.
buy more apps to your Maker plan, but each one of them will be 60 or 50 per month. Like depends if it's months or yearly. But basically, you're purchasing apps individually in the Maker plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like, so for this shelter, this is their app. And then if you can make a copy of it and then have a new app kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You can make a
Sure.
copy and just transfer it to a totally new account of Glide, and then
Yeah.
like each one of them you can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Another option that I can offer you, I have some special Glide expert plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Let me know if it's something. Basically, you can get unlimited users, personal and business.
Mm-hmm.
You get all the business plan benefits, meaning you can use Glide big tables, so 10 million rows,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have the API and like all the advanced stuff. I don't know if you need it or not. But the main thing is, I think, is about the users that you don't have any limitation on who can log in.
Right.
And this plan is 6,000 K. It's like 500 per month, and it's unlimited. So you can use it. You can put as many users as you want, no problem.
Right.
They gave us this kind
Right.
of like a special plan, so it depends on your client. They want many apps, they just want the one. They have need of a business emails.
Yeah.
So this is something that I can do. You just need to
Okay.
contact me
Good to know.
personally. And if it's interesting for you, you can just send me an email. I can send the whole list of like exactly what is included.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
think,
Okay.
if not even this client, maybe other
Yeah.
person that think this is relevant for him.
Okay. That's good to know. Um,
Yeah.
so no limits on users or number of apps, you're saying? Is that
Yeah,
right?
because it's a business plan. So you get all the business benefits plus unlimited users.
Yeah.
And the only thing what I told you about the updates with the glide tables. So in this, currently, maybe I don't know if it will change or not, but currently it includes like 10,000 updates that
Mm-hmm.
will also count on the glide tables, not
Okay.
only outsourcing. So it's like the old plan.
Okay. All right.
It's
Sorry,
kind of like a mix. Yeah.
yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Sorry, I
Yeah.
have to disappear below to plug in my computer before the battery dies. 1 sec.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Um, okay, that's really good to know. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask. Oh, I'm sorry. What's the maker plan right now? What's that at?
I think it's 50 or 60 if you pay monthly and 50 if you pay yearly, if I'm not mistaken.
It's about that 600 a year.
Yep.
Doing the math right. Okay.
Yeah, if they just
Um,
need the one app, then it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. And it might be like to start with, and then as like I said, there's sort of a test case, right? And then to grow it out,
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
switch over or something.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
I also,
Um,
if you want to get inspired,
yeah.
uh, so basically you can go over to Glide the template store.
Hmm.
You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So you can go to template store and you can look for templates by Gideon. I
Yeah.
built quite a lot of
Yeah. I see that.
templates with different use cases.
Hmm.
Some use AI, some don't. Uh, the most complex ones are the Biz Manager series.
Hmm.
Currently working on the version number 4.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm trying to, it's like, all in one kind of app for
Hmm.
business management. But also, you can have tools like competitor analysis with AI or a fishbone analyzer. If you know what it is, it's basically
Hmm.
breaking down huge problems to really tiny bits that you just need to
Right.
one by one until you solve it all.
Yeah.
Just you can go and browse around. You can always uh, basically go inside, and you can view template, and you don't need to
Yeah.
pay anything. You just can browse
Yeah.
around and try to understand like what I did and how it looks like. Maybe you can just get
Hmm.
inspired of like um, the layout and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious, what's the pet care one?
Oh, yeah, something cute. I got a dog recently,
Nice.
Dachshund. So basically, it's all about manage your pet because I saw that I don't know like how old my dog is. I will need to remember like how old she is, and
Right.
then I have my wife with me, so who did a walk with her. So you can add walks, you can add feeding, so she won't skip meals. You know how many activities she does, and basically you
Cute.
can add it, and you can okay how much my dog need to
Yep.
eat in a day, how many
Yeah.
times I want to feed her and stuff like that. It will
Hmm. Hmm.
calculate like the grams and stuff like that you
Yeah.
want to do.
Cute.
They're vets. So basically you can add
Hmm.
a vet, you can have an emergency vet. It's like the one I would just like with the tick box, it would be like my main one.
Yep.
But basically I can see like I can navigate and basically I can have like multiple vets. Maybe I traveling a lot, so I can
Hmm.
everywhere I go I have that favorite vet that I don't want to forget where he is in
Right.
case of emergency. I can put appointment for my pet, when she have the next rabies checks and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's something
Hmm.
more
Cute.
like it's like management, right? But more like a home
Yeah.
thing and not really strict business all the time. I want
Yeah.
to do something nice, and then I figured, okay, maybe maybe other people can use that. So
Very
I just
cute.
made it in
Very
a
cute.
template. This
Nice.
mine cookie.
Very cute. Cookie is the name.
Yeah, that's I put also the emoji. Like yeah, she's
Very
7 months now. She's super young. So
cute.
yeah,
Oh, shit. And my dog just came and knocked at my door here, so I had to open it. So
yeah, for sure. They've taken so much attention.
that's
So
right.
yeah, the main thing that was for me that every time I need to ask my wife, hey, did you feed her? Did you walk with her? And
Right.
both of us are like working from home in the office. I don't want to disturb her every time she's in a meeting, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
just document it right
Cute.
here. Yeah,
And
you see, like
it's
if
true.
there's
So,
like,
so
you know,
and I was just going to say too, like, so like yours is a young puppy. And so you
yeah,
can, like if like you said, there's training there or whatever. Mine is an older dog. And so,
yeah,
sometimes needs medication and trying to remember when do I have to give this medication or this one and that
exactly.
kind of thing. That would be really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, so this, yeah, actually, this is like just feeding an activity, but it can also, you can try kind of like duplicate one of them and to
Mm-hmm,
understand the logic, which I don't think it's that much complicated.
mm-hmm.
And to put it on like, medication, exactly, like what the
Yeah,
pills and like stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah,
So even
yeah,
activity, you can decide like which activity did we do,
yeah.
like, running, jogging, fetch, hiking, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you see now you can see the activity. You can have like
See.
this kind of like album. Yeah.
Yeah, very
So
cute.
yeah, the idea was
Um,
that many people can also log in to this,
yeah.
so it can
Mm-hmm.
it can transform to like kind of like a social media thing
Mm-hmm.
for pet owners. So it can be individually or it can be like it's a multi-user option. So basically, I
Mm-hmm.
explain here how you can make this as a multi-user app. So
Right.
you can have
So
both,
maybe even like,
basically.
yeah, sharing photos with the family or something because it's your
Yeah,
new
exactly.
baby
Let's
or
say
something.
you
Yeah.
like my sister also have a dog and my father have a cat. So,
Mm-hmm.
each one of them, taking picture and
Yeah.
show like
Yeah.
this can be like a one thing, like personally, as I say, personal use can be like a community use. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, in my template, to do these kind of options. Like
Yeah.
you can have either this or this.
Right. Right.
So it's nice. Yeah.
Very cool. I can. Yeah, I'll have to explore the templates option and see what's in there and see what's like you said to get inspired, but also maybe there's some of them that could be useful. Some of the things I want
Yeah.
to use. So
I was studying like business management. So I did like a SWOT
hmm
analysis and the
yeah,
fishbone and the competitor analysis is something that I took
yeah,
from models that we
yeah,
studied in the academy. And then like, hey, wait, I can create like real
yeah,
life app based on those business models. So why not?
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Now and again, with not um uh, having used Glide for a little bit and wanting to get back into it, and
Yeah.
then so like how advantageous would it be to at some point to eventually to become sort of like certified in Glide, right? How like what do you
What is the
find
process?
y- the process and like what sort of are the benefits of it? Do you see?
Basically, the benefit, there are many benefits, to be honest. First of all, uh, you get a direct Slack channel that
Mm,
basically it helps us to actually, you can actually talk with Glide developers, like not I as a Glide developer, but actually the dev team of Glide.
right,
You have like a
right,
direct contact with them, so you can ask for new features. You can tell, okay, listen, I found a bug in some feature. You should be able to fix
right,
that, and you can actually talk with them in like in eye level conversation. Sometimes even David will jump to a conversation like the CEO. So you really
hmm
feel like as a partner of Glide. You feel like you have influence of what you're saying. For
hmm
example, the CSS option, which is basically it's for adjusting the layout. Maybe I want to put it in certain color. I want to make a button jump or like stuff like that.
yeah,
I use it to. I have many clients in the Middle East that are right to left language, not left to right.
hmm
So this helped me to reverse the whole app. So it was a business plan above all this time until like 2 months ago. After like 2 years of convincing, I finally uh, made it happen. Now it's available in all paid plans, so it's accessible literally to many, many, many other users. And because I am basically not the only one, but there's just one more guy.
hmm
I really push, like I have the option to push stuff like that,
yeah,
you know. So it's
yeah,
great. So you
yeah,
really feel that you're part of the growth.
hmm
That's one. Secondly, uh, we're gonna put your name in their expert page,
hmm
so it's like a lead generator. People will
yeah,
just like contact you from there because you are certified. If Glad recognizes a certified person, You don't need to prove them. I don't need to prove that I'm an expert in Glide, that I know what I'm doing. You know it. Like you don't have doubt that I have this skills. So
Right.
that's why I can take projects. I can send price offers with a nicely pricing, and the person trusts me, so he will buy.
Yeah.
Basically, it's about trust.
Right.
Um, and also you getting a rev share. So um, if a person will go straight from will log in from my link and will create account, or I will help him to develop something, I will be titled to some of his shares from what he pays to Glide. So it's
Okay.
like affiliate kind of
Yeah.
program.
Yeah. Right.
So
Gotcha.
I think this is like the main tree. Today you need to have this third level certificate. They have this Glide Academy platform. You have like these courses that you need to go through and then get certified, level 3, and you need 3 clients. You need to be part of 3 paid subscriptions client. So they can say, okay, you have the knowledge, you are selling, you know how to work with clients. Okay, now you will get an interview and you will get certified.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So
So that's
maybe
what I'm
check it
saying,
out
that
at
they
Glide
trust
Academy
that
or
you
something.
know what you know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So you said Glide Academy. Is that the
Yeah,
way to check
you
it out?
can find it on their website. It's one
Okay.
of the headers over there.
Okay.
So you can start learning. And, and yeah, this is for people that want to make grad development as a profession, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just for of course, as somebody that just want from hobby, you can learn,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also learn from just experience. So yeah,
Right. Sure. My dog is doing that. Um,
yeah,
making funny noises. Okay. All right, good.
yeah.
Um, I forget how many years have you been doing this? I forget now.
It's like 4 years almost. Since
Years,
August
yeah.
21, I was
Yeah.
officially certified.
Yeah.
So it was when Glide had only Glide Classics, if you know that
Yeah.
version,
Yeah.
and it was only Google Sheets. So it was like way basicer than now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I really seen like how Glide is growing, and I can
Mm-hmm.
see how like every week you will get new features, new function, new stuff.
Yeah.
They are working really really hard to make this platform great.
Yeah.
Of course, they have the competition and everything that should drive them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, but yeah, overall, I'm happy to
Yeah.
work with Glide. It's like I feel like if I have some bugs or issues or something, they will reply me almost, if not the same day as the day after, because they
Right.
really
Right.
care. The customer service is really, really great.
Yeah.
And yeah, as an expert, of course, I have, as I mentioned, and it's more direct communication.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, the expert program is great. Like it's you really like you inside this environment of people who like if you glide expert, probably 90% or even 100, like in my case 100% of my business is based on glide.
Yeah.
So you're just talking glide all day long,
Yeah.
so it's the
Yeah. Yeah. So you
yes,
don't
yeah.
get into the other sort of no code.
Yeah, like how is Bubble? Did it? No,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
Bubble, no Adelo, no
Yeah.
nothing. Just talking about Glide, how you can solve the
Yeah.
problem inside Glide. Don't think about
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
going other places. It's really
Yeah.
focused. So it's really interesting to see people how they solve the same issue in totally different way than you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you, and then do you get most of your leads through that sort of directory page or
I,
or
I also have I also manage 2 Facebook groups.
okay.
So it's basically the only 2 communities of Glide. And one is
Yeah.
like a global thing, so all languages, and the other one is focused on Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so those Facebook groups, the and that yeah, and the expert directory is like my main thing right now.
Yeah.
Some get from a website, some come from YouTube, some word to mouth. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Mm.
after a while, people just talk, and it's
Yeah.
easier. to get clients because once you, I mean, of course, there's a lot of competition, but you just need to provide really good. You need to provide good service. If you're saying that you're going to finish in a deadline, that you need to finish a week before the deadline. Stuff like that. Like in any other profession, basically, you cannot really slack off.
Right. So under promise and over deliver, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's not about pricing. Like you don't need to be the cheapest. I like totally not believe in this kind of thing. If somebody tell me like, but wait, I got from that guy a cheaper price for the same thing. Okay, go to him. What do you want? Like, why are you talking to me then? I don't care. Like I'm not competing on price because then it's gonna be like a race to the bottom. So what? I'm gonna work in like $3 per hour just because I want to be the cheapest. Like.
Exactly. And that's what I've been finding with up until now, I've been doing a lot of like website design stuff, development stuff. And it's like if, on Upwork or something like, one of those platforms, that's what it is. It's a race to the bottom.
I tried Upwork and I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
No.
And it's and so it's just it's commoditized, right? And so it's just the value is
also you cannot compete in this kind of platform because your $10 is not the $10 of somebody living in Pakistan or the value is totally different. But for the American guy, what he want to pay? I want to pay $100 or $10 per hour. So it's like the competition is like in advance. It's not even like it's not equal. Like
Exactly.
So it's like I tried that Fiverr and Upwork for like in the beginning for a month or two, but then I did like one project in each platform, and I realized no, it's this is not the way. Also, Upwork will take 20% of your payout, and Fiverr you have there like a strict deadline that if you're not in the deadline, then you won't get your money, and like I don't know, it's too much pressure. You need to race to the bottom of the price. And after you race to the bottom of the price, they're also going to take some amount from it. Right? So it's better just to build your own website and that's it. You don't need to share with anybody. Just promote that website, open TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is,
Yes, there's the whole like, the technical side of things and then the business side of things, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's the profession and like the whole the whole thing, like marketing. You need to know how to sell yourself and you need to know how to market yourself. You need to know how to manage your time. So like any business owner, basically.
Absolutely.
Just the profession different, but every business owner have the same issues.
Yep, for sure. Do you find that there are any like what limitations do you find with using Glide? Have you hit any sort of,
the main thing with Glide, as I said, they overcome obstacles as the time go by, the more obstacle they're overcoming. So I'm just, hopefully they will overcome all of it one day. But until then, I think the main issue with Glide is just not for everybody. What I mean is Glide is mainly for, it's focused on like business internal tools, less on huge marketplaces and like huge social media apps and stuff like that. It cannot be Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. You cannot hold so much information and cannot work so fast. And the reason is because it's a web app. It's not a native app. It's not made by code. You don't download the actual app to your phone, which in a normal app that you download, it will take space on your phone. Like it can be mega or giga or maybe 4 giga if it's like a really complex game or something like that. And then it can work offline. It will work super fast. It can hold like tons of information. And basically that's why you see TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, all of those apps, you basically download the actual code to your phone. In web apps, what happens is that every time you open it, it's like it's loading, like you're loading a website. So it depends how big that website is, the slower it will load. but when it's loading on your device, that's it. It's working perfectly. It's working fast and normally and everything. Just the loading time is a bit slow,
Right.
and you cannot work it offline. So, for example, I had a client that he had to go to, is like an engineering company, and they need to do some measuring and picturing, like in basements or in parking lots and stuff like that. So Glide cannot deliver because they won't have Ethernet over there.
Right.
It does everything, but you cannot upload images offline. So these kind of barriers, but luckily for us, like I think 80% of the world have Ethernet, right? And I find myself building like more softwares than apps. So people just use it on their laptops mostly, less on their phones, only if it's like a agent or some employee that need to also open it in this, which is great, of course. They can use it in any device that they want.
Yeah.
But I think
Maybe
this
like
is the main thing. It's a
salesperson
web
who's
app and
making
not a
calls or
native app.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing is not it's a web app and not a native app, and you cannot transform it to a native app.
Right.
This is the main issue. Other than that, users, not a problem. If you're willing to pay for it, it's not a problem. You
Yeah.
can solve everything with money. With Glide,
Mm-hmm.
even the design, you can play with CSS as much as you. If you want to really to make something extraordinary, then you can learn CSS and you can use it. Of course, you can use ChatGPT. So the limitations are getting fewer and fewer.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main thing is about the native. So if somebody is complaining that, but the app it's not so fast. I want to upload the app to the app store and stuff like that. It's not an app in this sense. That's why people think getting confused. So I'm usually say that I'm building software. I'm not building apps because I think for a person that doesn't really understand the field, he expects an app. He expect like Airbnb app or Booking.com. He expect an app. I remember in the beginning, many people try to build like Tinder kind of apps on Glide, which of course won't work because you need many users. You need to work it fast, and of course you can, but you will reach in a limit. I don't like people like I'm not taking clients today that want to build a prototype on Glide. I want the Glide will be the end point. You build here, you're gonna stay here forever.
Mm-hmm.
You don't build with me a prototype that's 6 months from now. I won't hear from you again because you want to build it somewhere else. It's not economical for me. I want a client that's gonna stay with me. I want to give them maintenance and retainers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Can I ask sort of what when you're building sort of price range or sort of average, or I know it's going to really depend on the complexity of what you're building. I understand that, but can you give me sort of
it's many stuff. It's a complexity. It's basically complexity because then you need to estimate like how long it's going to take you.
Yeah.
And then each person have his own hourly estimation of what he value itself in that point of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the beginning, I was charging like $10. Today, I'm charging 90.
Right.
So it really depends on your experience and how fast you can build also in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
In 1 hour of mine compared to somebody else, it's totally different.
Sure.
Right. So it's very, very, especially in software. Wow, I really need to see a scope to price it. Like I can tell you like my minimum is like 2K. Doesn't matter what you're gonna give me because it's always be more complex than you think, usually. But yeah, it's 2K and going north from there. It really depends on your what you want to do. If you want to connect automation or whatever.
Right. And then typically, again, so you're sort of saying most projects are starting at 2K, and then sort of how many hours do you put in, again, depending on complexity, but again, sort of like what does it typically start at? I don't know if that's the right question to ask, but
the minimum will be like I don't know. is from 3 to 5. If I get something really huge and complex, it will reach to 10. But in the end, it's no code. You in Glide, the advantage is you build really fast. You can
Yeah.
build solution really fast.
So
And
sorry,
client wants some
are you saying
fast
hours
solution.
or weeks or days? What do you say to, to 10
No,
or something?
no, to build a simple app can be like a week, it can be a day, like the pet thing that I showed you, I can build in a day.
Right. Right.
But again, it's because I have like a lot of experience right now. But I
Right.
have other projects. I'm working already like a year and a half. We're still working
Wow.
on the project. It's 3 apps based on the same database. So it's really big. You have like this first version that was just on one, and then we decided to break it to 3. And it's almost a year now that I'm working on the same project, like 20 hours a month. So
Hmm.
it's really depends. Yeah, it really depends.
Sure. Sure. And like you
It can
said, sort of
be, yeah, yeah.
the more you build them, you sort of have the sense of what the infrastructure is going to be and what it needs and
Yeah, of
whatever.
course.
Yeah.
You also need to scope with your client exactly what he
Hmm.
wants, so the
Hmm.
expectation will match.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Sometimes I will
Well,
tell him,
thank
okay,
you.
let's do phase 1, then phase 2, phase 3,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time because I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
appreciate being able to sort of pick your brain and ask you these questions. I appreciate.
yeah. No problem, no problem. You can always
So,
reach me in email or whatever it is.
okay, cool.
We can schedule like private hours if you need like
Mm-hmm.
a consultation with some project that you have, or
Okay, cool.
I told you about my special expert pricing. So if you have your own client that wants
Mm-hmm.
you want some multi users, but you also need more advanced stuff. So you can
Okay,
always reach to me, and
cool.
I can help you to close that deal. And yeah,
Awesome. All right. I appreciate it.
you're welcome.